This tiny little pepper is about to light me up.
A is for Antep and Z is for Zing. Got 24 more that'll grow in between. They say the spice of life is variety. That's why we're growing so hard on the alphabet of heat.
Letter W. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Alphabet of Heat. My name is Boss. I'm a gardener and a lover of all things spicy. Today we have landed at letter W, which is Wiri Wiri. This is a really cool pepper from Guyana down in South America. I have not had these yet. This will be my first tasting. I have heard they can be very hot, up to 300 to 350,000 Scoville heat units. All in this little tiny pepper here. So they grow great in South America. They grow okay in the dry, arid climate in Colorado. Let's go outside and take a look at this plant.
So this is early to midsummer where it was nice and hot. You can see the plant has a little bit of stress going on, but it still started to fruit up pretty quickly. They did take a while to ripen. When they were bright red, they reminded me of Christmas holly, which was kind of fun, but spicy holly. They kind of ripened orange first and then to that final red color. I think by the end of the season, I had probably pulled maybe 80 to 100 peppers off of this plant.
So you can see by the end of the season here, I had quite a few peppers growing on this thing, and it actually started to put off some pretty tall shoots. It stayed bushy and small at first, but I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that it was back towards the end of my pepper patch there where the sun's not as intense. I'm going to try and move things around next year so that everybody gets a little bit more of that midday sunshine, just to see if I can get a little bit more even growth. I'm excited and a little bit scared, so I think this could be pretty hot. One way to find out is to slice it open and have a taste. Well, that's just a little packet of seeds, isn't it? It smells hot. It smells very Guyanese kind of hot. That's wild. Instantly flooded my nostrils when I sliced that open with a very hot smell. Not a ton of membrane in there, it doesn't look like, so I guess the only way to tell for sure is to take a bite. I'm not joking. This smells like a super hot, incredibly pungent. As always, for the Alphabet of Heat, I need to scrape a couple seeds out here so we have them to share. Seeds are hard to hold on to these little guys. I'm trying not to touch the inside and get cap oil all over my hands, but I think it's probably too late for that. So, with all that said, I'm gonna eat this half here and see how it tastes. Whoa. Very tangy. That's really cool flavor. Unique. It's not, I wouldn't call it sweet. My first reaction was tangy, a little bit like tart sweet, if that makes sense. Really good though, I need more. Very unique. It doesn't taste like any other chili pepper that I can put my tongue on. It is hot. I would say this is probably closer to the lower range. I've seen that these are supposed to be 100 to 350,000 Scoville heat units. This is probably closer to the 100,000. It's actually a pretty nice flat burn. It is building. My tongue is getting hotter and hotter as I talk, like in a straight line down the middle of it, which is weird, and on the tip. Can't say enough about that flavor, and I can't quite find the right words. I said tangy. Tiny hint of floralness though, so don't be surprised, especially on that exhale, like you get a little bit of that floral, perfumey kind of flavor. My brow line is starting to sweat. That is no joke. I'm pretty dang impressed how much heat came out of that little tiny pod. It is actually still building. I have not yet peaked. So right now it's spread across my tongue. My entire tongue is getting pretty tingly, prickly kind of burn, but not real sharp. It started real flat at first, but it is getting sharper. I would say the best way to try and describe that flavor though, man, it's like dipping, it's almost like, this is gonna sound really strange. It's almost like dipping a peach in sour cream. There's like a muted sweetness that you can't quite taste because you're overwhelmed by the tangy, almost tartness of the sour cream. It's probably not great description, but I don't know what else to say. Very, very unique. Wow, Wiri Wiri. I'm impressed. It's a good thing these are prolific plants because it's going to take an awful lot of these tiny little peppers to do much with them. Or I guess you could like put them in a Tic Tac box and like have Devil's Breath mints. It's a phrase I'm going to coin right now, I think. Pop one of those and it'll wake you up in the morning, that's for sure. What's impressive to me is that this heat is still burning. Like my tongue still hurts. It has peaked, it is starting to lessen, but as I keep swallowing, now I'm feeling it in my throat. That's a serious heat. Like it lingers, it doesn't just peak and go away. It kind of changes in profile from flat to sharp, which is pretty neat. It's again pretty flat, but that's just because it's starting to recede, right? Typically that sharp pain flattens out, but this kind of went flat, then up, and then back down. Pretty neat. I like those a lot. It is late October at the time that I'm filming this, so I'm gonna have to pull this plant into the garage, put it under some grow lights, and try and get the rest of those to ripen because very much worth it. I think they would be really good dried and ground into a powder as well. Just that flavor is strong enough that I think if you dehydrate it properly, it will retain that nice flavor. Put it on anything, but personally I'm thinking right now about using this on like pork taco, maybe some enchiladas, something that could benefit a little bit from a tanginess, especially for somebody like me that doesn't prefer sour cream on their food because it's weird and gross. Actually getting a little tang out of these peppers. Pretty cool trade-off. That's going to wrap up this episode of the Alphabet of Heat. We are 3 letters away from wrapping up the entire alphabet. Please tune in next week. Remember, plants help us grow. Peace.